to A Touch of Gray Matters. I'm your host, Dave Sokolowski, with Zilph Ali, Barry 3D Carter, and man, one day I'm going to buy a watch, Thomas Patrice.
The best comment of the night for me was, "Hey guys, be there in 2 minutes." Dave's like, "It's been fucking 15 minutes. When is this guy coming on?"
I'm working on St. Lucian time.
St. Lucian time.
All right, so next week we'll start at 7.
Oh, you mean 3?
Zolf, Barry?
Yeah.
Oh, Tay.
Yeah.
Oh, Tay, you speak St. Lucian?
Oh, boy. So, you know you're old when you laugh and cough at the same time, right? That's when you know you're getting old. You laugh and you cough at the same time.
You don't know where it's coming out from. You know? Throw a little fart in there.
You know? Good thing we're in the rooms by ourselves. So, tonight's show, we all have our own topics. My topic is going to be us. Touch of Gray. Right? Us.
Man, we're fucking boring, though.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Well, depending on, our kids might think we're boring. But we've seen some shit.
We've seen life.
We've seen life. So I figure if, I get to learn about you, y'all get to learn about me, and then everybody who watches this gets to learn about us.
Yeah.
Everybody, free for all, yeah!
Like our time, we did shit. Now all I see is people hang their phones, and they're TikToking. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like,
right?
Is he retarded? What's he doing?
Oh, your boy's a little bit touched.
Really, hold on for a second. First of all, I've seen your TikToks. All right.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
And not only that, the only reason why we have a TikTok now is because Zol fucking gave us those videos.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? So, look, it's just going to be very simple. Simple round of questions. Y'all just answer. I'm going to start, go around. So, first of all, Dave, what got you into comedy? Who was your comedy influence?
I always enjoyed watching comedy. I was always fascinated with the fact that, you can stand up there and you can hold people's attention for that long and be able to, make them laugh with what came out of your mind, really. And oddly enough, and I still to this day, and if you ever see me before I go on stage, I'm always just kind of like, I'm sitting there and like, just fuck off and leave me alone. I hate public speaking.
Really?
What?
Public speaking.
Dave.
Seriously, I've always
look. Your thing about going in the zone. I've seen you because you be like, I'm like, yo, Dave, you good? I'll be good when I'm ready. I'll be there when I'm ready. I'm like, I guess we need another comic before Dave goes up.
But that's what I mean. Like, and it's always been one of those things. But I was always drawn towards like George Carlin, Dennis Miller, Robin Williams, just for the pure antics and everything else.
Yes.
Dave Allen from Britain. So it was always one of those things. And then the first time I ever did it, I was kind of like, I did it on a whim because it was one of those like, oh, come on, you got to go try it. And I'm like, no, I don't. Seriously, I fucking don't. I'm quite happy in my small group of friends here, making jokes and being, the sarcastic prick. And then all of a sudden it's kind of like, well, no, you really got to try it. And a friend of mine just pushed me to the point where I was kind of like, okay, fine, I'll go out and try it. Mm-hmm. And I was shitting myself because I was at the Yucks Club at Yonge and Eglinton.
Oh, geez, okay.
And Sean Collins was hosting, and Mike Wilmot was the headliner, if I recall correctly. And I was just kind of like, what am I doing here? And I stepped out on stage, and I got that first laugh, and as soon as and that's the one thing with me is every time I'm going on stage, I'm like, I fucking hate this, I fucking hate this, I fucking hate this, and then I get that first laugh, and then it's like, oh, this shit's gonna be easy.
It's just to get past that first hump.
Yeah, and as soon as you get that, and that's what keeps bringing me back is the fact that you get that first laugh, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like,
okay,
that's the drug. That's the drug.
High.
That's the drug that you're getting addicted to, is the fact that you want to make people laugh, and you want to make as many people laugh as you possibly can. And the fact that I come out, and and I've had stuff where like I've come out and people have butchered my name, and it got to the point. And it got to the point where, like, literally, I had to come up with jokes off the top. Going like, they're like, "I'm going to fuck up your name when I introduce you." And I'm like, "Go ahead, go ahead. I don't care. I've seen my name."
I just want to share this one thing. One time, it was Barry and I. The first time we were going to be on stage together in Montreal. So Barry hasn't even gone on yet. Guess who they called to the stage? Calling Carter Patrice.
Wow.
I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, this must be like another brother. Who's Carter Patrice? Barry's like, yo, there's another black guy here. He's got our last name. He got my name as the first name, and your last name is the last name. He's like, yeah, cool. Carter Patrice. Nobody's moving. So no. So I go in and I go, first of all, it's Thomas Patrice, not always looking like. Crowd broke. That was just like lifting the weight off the chest. But that's one of the best things to happen, man. You're right.
Yeah, no, it is. And I mean, like, ever since then, I mean, like, I did it for a while, and I took a bit of a break. It took about 10 years off, really.
Ooh.
And
Really?
then, yeah, I started doing it when I was. The first time I was ever on stage was when I was 35, and then I did it for like 3 or 4 years, and then I stopped, and then I came back to it because it was just one of those things where I was kind of like, let's see how it goes this time.
Yeah.
And I came back into it with a totally different view of like, yes, I want this to be a career, but
You had experience.
I'm not going to cry or I'm not going to be too down on myself if it doesn't work out, because I learned, because you watch these guys on TV and they're making it look fucking effortlessly, and they're doing hours at a time, and they took a long time to get there, but then you got to realize that, oh, wait a minute, they're from the States, they're from Britain, they're from everywhere else but here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's what it was. It kind of got to the point where it's kind of like, oh, so Canadians aren't going to get that unless they fuck off.
Yeah, and that's what happened to a lot of them, right? They went, look at Jim Carrey, for example. You look at other actors, actresses, they all went stateside, or musicians, they go stateside, they go overseas, and to kind of make it big, and then Canada embraces it when you come back, They're like, William Shatner, oh, he's one of our actors. No, he left. Michael J. Fox, he's one of our actors. No, he left.
It's even the same thing with musicians. Remember?
Yeah, Dream Warriors.
Drake? But you remember Drake?
Yep.
Drake was on that Degrassi, the kid in the wheelchair. Nobody even remembered him. All of a sudden, he came out with that one hit and boom.
Yeah, because Jamie Foxx, he got hooked up with Jamie Foxx. Dream Warriors had to go to the UK. But I hear you. So let's hold that. Zolf, what was your experience coming into comedy? Who was your comedy idols, or what was your experience, your first exposure that you wanted to get on stage and do it?
Oh, bro, it was so I grew up with a lot of I was a class clown always, right? And I was my comedy was very much influenced by this Pakistani comedian called Omar Sharif. He used to do stage theater, and he was like Dave. He was like very sarcastic in his humor, and like he would have like zingers, like boom, 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 and I was like, oh man, that was like I really liked that style. And my first exposure to comedy was somebody handed me a cassette, C90. I remember that, 45.
Right.
Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Okay.
And I plugged it because, again, I'm just listening to it, and I'm like, this guy is cussing on stage, and people are loving it. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's speaking his mind. Like, he's got opinion about homosexuality, about people, chasing black people in Texas, about him wearing the red leather, and then, people are jumping on it. I'm like, who's this guy? So I started doing his jokes in school, like, and I would be that class clown. I'm like, hey, they're like, oh, do the Eddie Murphy joke. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? Hey, and then she said, "Goody goo goo," and then I was like that guy. And then I got, and then so stand-up was not big in Dubai at all, right? Growing up in Dubai, it was always that show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? That was very influential for me.
Right. Okay.
Because the first thing that started in Dubai was improv. This girl from US, she used to do Broadway, Step, that show Step. So she started comedy there. She's like, oh, I see there's like potentially something. So we went in for the class, we tried out, and she loved her. That was me and my buddy who were really like the comedians in the group. And then she's like, hey, I want you to tour with me, and I'll teach you guys improv for free. And we're like, okay, we're gonna go tour.
You said free.
Yeah, and we did a small tour, and then we realized that improv, like my improv is still my first love. Like I love doing crowd work, so that's how I started into comedy. But let me tell you this. Can You Make Me Laugh in Canada? My first legit show. So I move here, I do Second City, I do the improv, and then I'm like, oh, there's not much to do because you can't get a lot of people together to do the improv. I decided to do stand-up. So I did the stand-up course, and I get my first show. Like my first show, absolute, the graduation show, killed it. I was like, fuck, my balls are this big. I'm like, bro, I am fucking the next Eddie Murphy. I do Can You Make Him Laugh? It's an urban room, so you guys. Jay Martin's hosting it. It was one of the worst nights that turned into the best night. I get 5 minutes. Jay Martin's like, hey, because Jay Martin's like, he drops a lot of N-word, right? He's like, hey, brother. So I'll just use it like, brother, you're next. I'm like, oh, cool. So I go up and I did my first joke and it's silence. And I'm like, oh, shit. Never anticipated this shit. Said my favorite joke, Fernando, which kills in every fucking crowd. This is what I heard. Wake me up when he's talking, tell him some jokes. So I was like, okay. I started shaking, put the mic down. Because you got to understand something. The guy before me was Kevork, also known as Special K. And people were dying when he did this joke. I'm going to put my Apple headphones. He put on his headphones with 2 fucking apples hanging on the side. And people were dying. So at that point, I'm looking at the back. I'm standing with Michael Moses. I'm like, bro, these guys are going to eat out of my hand. I go there, do my jokes, and they're like, so like 3 minutes in, I put the mic down, and I'm like, thank you guys, and I walk off. Jay Martin comes in, yells at the crowd, is like, then pulls me at the back, and he's like, when I give you 5 minutes, you do 5 minutes. Understand? I see potential in you. You know how Jay Martin is. And then I met Ron Jocelyn. I had actually, when he had come down to do comedy in Dubai, I like literally hung out with him and Sugar Sammy. I'm like, hey man, I'm a big fan of comedy. Give me some advice. So that time Ron was like a big guy. And then like he had slimmered down and we were smoking for like 3 hours in the back. What's up, Dave? You got something? I know you got something.
No, that whole the line, I give you 5 minutes, you do 5 minutes. I learned relatively early on that you have to do your time.
Yeah.
I opened up for somebody at Club 54. And Ben was like, yeah, go out and do like 10 minutes or whatnot. And I'm kind of like, okay, sure. And I realized really quickly why this place was called I Don't Get It. You're literally floating out softballs, and the people are just sitting there, and I'm like, come on, seriously, like I've heard some of the worst jokes in my life on this show, and everybody was laughing. And then I realized, oh fuck, they use a laugh track, don't they?
Laugh track, yeah.
And everybody kills when there's a laugh track. But when you're doing and it's crickets out there, you're just like, fuck.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you said, Dave, it's that first laugh, and then you're like skyrocketing. I'm flying. Yeah. I'm flying. But if you keep don't hear anything, you're like, somebody save me. No, sorry, you're on your own.
The worst is when you go on after a guy who just slays. Like he gets on the stage and you can't even hear his jokes for the laughing. Yeah, this young man black. Oh my God, I want you to marry my daughter, Jesus. I did one of Kenny's shows.
Oh,
have you ever been brutalized by black people? Because when white people don't want to listen, they just start talking amongst themselves. When Indian people don't want to listen, they might look at you and go, don't ever talk to me.
Don't ever say you're brown.
Exactly. Chinese people will they don't care because Russian people will look at you like they want to shoot. But when black people don't want to hear you, they tell your mother. Look at little boy, him back. Look at him head fat. Look at his fat Uncle Bastard. Why you on this? Your mother should die. Your mother should cross your legs before you're born. You know what? If you think you're funny, come meet me around the back. I got the axe for you. Man, don't do something. Okay?
So it's so funny you say that because when I was watching Patrice's documentary, there were like Kevin Hart and him. He used to go really hard on Kevin Hart. So Kevin Hart's in the Comedy Cellar doing the show. He's just got on. And he's like, all of a sudden, I hear, this is Kevin telling the story. He's like, I hear somebody come in. I go, ugh. And Patrice is in the back of the room. And he's like, oh, shit, Patrice is here. And 1 minute in his set, Patrice threw a Yellow Pages fucking book at him. And he's like, call somebody, anybody from there, and ask them, did you make the right decision to come into comedy?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, this is Kevin Hart telling the story about Patrice O'Neal, which blew my mind. I was like, we would never, any of us, any four of us, or any of the Canadian comics would never do something like that. Mm-hmm. Or even when somebody's on stage, they'll be like, ugh.
Oh,
can you imagine like a guy who's gonna roast you walks in and all you hear is that's it. No matter how much you were killing, you're just gonna go downhill after that. Club 54. I got a story for you. I have a story for you, Dave. It was us for myself, and I think Jeffy got us a gig. I was the opening act. We saw a table of I think 16 ladies or so. 12. It was a big crowd. They got one of those coupons on Groupon, so they came in, and then there was a bachelor party happening. All boys, they're drinking, they're having a good time. I'm like, I found my crowd. I'm going to talk to the boys. Buddy, minute the show started, I'm talking to the boys. Nothing. Crickets. You know who was dying? The old lady sitting on the left. I was like, fuck the guys. I started talking to the ladies because they were just out to have fun. They were like 70, 80. They were like, we just want to have a crazy night. I'm like, listen, let's just do this because this is going to be a lot of fun right now.
Yeah,
that's some of the wildest stories. What about you, man? I know you're asking the questions. What about you?
Oh, okay, so I'm going to jump to Thomas in a second, but yeah, so touch on studio. Okay, so my influences weren't really stand-up comedians. I mean, I liked a lot of the slapstick comedy when I was growing up. So, I mean, of course, your Bugs Bunny and stuff like that. That used to make me laugh when I was younger. So then, as I got older, I got into, watching Saturday Night Live back in the day, right? So this is when Eddie Murphy was on. This is when Belushi was on, Buckwheat, right? Gumby, the Blues Brothers, This is the era I came up with watching Belushi, Rosanna, Dana, the preacher there, Father Seducci. That was the heyday for me. Father Guido Sarducci. That was, and all these characters used to amaze me. So I didn't even know about stand-up comedy back then, really. I mean, I knew it existed, but I never watched or seen anything, my dad would watch the odd time, like Richard Pryor, if it was on, but it didn't really hold my interest because, I was too young to connect. As I got older, and then I got into Benny Hill. Benny Hill? I
got into Benny Hill for other reasons.
yeah, well, that's it. Well, first of all, he was funny. Yeah, he was funny. He was a pervert. And he was funny.
Yeah.
Right? So let's just put it that way. So the skits he would do with the old guy and slaps off the back of the head. I thought this guy was comic genius, how he would put these short skits together, have reoccurring characters, and hold the interest. And then it made me look more at stand-up comedy. So, yeah, Delirious was a big one for me. But I used to watch a lot of comedy shows. And believe it or not, who I watched when I was younger, and by fluke, my parents were pretty much easygoing, and sometimes like, Barry, you shouldn't be watching this. But, my dad, like, how sons are, dads are with their sons. Yeah. You shouldn't be watching this, but you know what? Don't tell your mother. Red Fox.
Oh, my God. Red Fox is a beast.
Red Fox. That man.
So good.
That man. Gotta wash that ass. I mean, that man, he had a whole stand-up, and I was like, from that moment I saw Red Fox, after seeing like all the sketch comedy, I was like, okay, this is gold. He's getting to say whatever he wants to say on stage. People are laughing. And I was, like yourself, Zolf, I was a class clown. So I enjoyed it, but I that's where I wanted to know. I wanted to get into it. And then that's when I started to become, I wouldn't say, not even a student. I was just, the doors were open. And then I was looking at influences. So I'm very, if people see me on stage, even in life, I'm high energy. I'm kind of go at times. So of course, Robin Williams, this man was on fire,
bro,
running back and forth. And I'm like, okay, I like that.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, man.
Right? You have your purist comics that would stand there, and I like Stephen Wright. Stephen Wright's delivery.
Isn't it the pun guy, right?
No, Stephen Wright. The deadpan, he's one of the jokes that I always remembered with him was I bought a blank tape the other day and I took it home and I put it in my stereo and I turned it up real loud and I pressed play and my neighbors complained. My neighbor's a mime.
Yes.
But that's his whole that he doesn't, there's no like inflection or anything. It's just, this is the way it is, and this is how I've seen everything.
Just monotone and just talk.
Yeah. But he's
no expressions,
so
nothing.
Funny, and it's so absurd. Like, what was the other one? He was like, he got pulled over for speeding, and cop came over, and he was like, "You know why I pulled you over?" And he was like, "Or do you know how fast you're going?" He's like, "Yeah, this little indicator here is the odometer. It tells me how fast I'm going." He's like, "Well, do you know why you're going that fast?" He was like, "Yeah, because my foot was on the gas pedal." But like, it's just the whole thing. It's just. He's really funny too.
There's another joke that he has where he says, "How do you take care of people who like to ride your bumper? I attach my brakes to my gas, so every time I hit my gas, the guy behind me stops suddenly." Done.
Yeah, Steve Wright. So I mean, I like a lot of different styles. But I like to be more energetic and be very animated on stage, right? In my mind, I see it playing out almost like a cartoon. So like you're saying, Dave,
say that, yeah.
I'm very, so even what I'm saying is I like to describe the picture as much as possible. I like to be high energy as much as possible. And it's not discrediting the other styles of comedy. I like them all. I mean, clearly I go from Stephen Wright, Eddie Murphy, of course, the greats. And then, a lot of slapstick. I love slapstick comedy. And that's what really brought me in. So, and then the first time I wanted to try it, I did it. And Thomas remember this back in high school. A lot of people were like, "Man, you're funny. You should go up there and do something," during our school talent show. So during the school talent show, they gave me like 5-7 minutes, and another guy was going up. And I remember that my drama teacher, who was running the whole thing, so it was like music, acts, poetry, whatever case it be, we get up there, and I did my bit about teenage drivers, being 16 and getting your license for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then my buddy Peter was going up and doing some comedy. And my drama teacher really liked Peter. The guy who was running the night said, "Oh, Peter's stuff is funny. He did this thing called Chicken Heart." I still remember up to now about a heart that he keeps hearing over and over again. Boom, 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 boom. It was called Chicken Heart. And he went up there, and during the auditions, the teacher was like, "Oh, man, Barry, you know what? You're going to go first, and Peter's going to go second. So you're kind of warming up the crowd for Peter." I'm like, I don't care. I'm getting on stage to crack some jokes. Okay.
Right.
So that was what caught him comedy-wise. He didn't catch what my comedy was. The night, though, we performed, because we did this show 4 times, so 2 one day, and then it was open to the public and other people, parents and so forth, right? So picture an auditorium, 700 people, packed. I got up there, started doing my jokes. So I did the whole, being a teenage driver, getting your license for the first time at 16, and how your parents are, how you are, and I go through this whole story. The place was erupting in laughter, and from that moment, I was hooked. My buddy Peter turned around, he goes, "I can't follow that."
I love that feeling. I love that feeling when somebody says that.
Right? He went up there, he did his thing, and there's no knock on him. He went up there and did it.
Barry, let me correct you. We were all standing on the side waiting for Barry to get up. okay? Because we told people to come down. People had invited people's aunts to come down. Like, who's going to, is that your son? That's my son. Why are you going to be telling jokes? So Barry's dad is literally in the front with his mom and his little brother. Okay?
The camcorder? With a camcorder?
Yeah. No, my mom came in. People were there to see Barry, right? So all the other acts, the minute Barry's going to go up there, all you hear, shh. Barry went on, Dad, before I begin, you got to forgive me. From that moment on, just dead laughter. I'm talking, people were erupting. His dad was clapping so much. And this is the first time I've ever seen Barry's dad cry out of pride. Go on, Barry. And you heard people cheering Barry. The minute Peter was like, when's he going to stop? Barry was the baddest man. And for 3 months after that, in school, everybody was still tapping Barry on the back. Dude, we didn't know you had it in you.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, my camera's changed color again, but
yeah, you've got jaundice again, bro.
Yeah, well, whatever, man. It is what it is.
I was going to say.
But yeah, that was my overall experience with comedy, man.
People guessing.
Yeah, exactly. Right? and I'm glad that Thomas was there to see it, and I remember that night that they turned around. Oh, okay, I'm back again, and they
don't move your fingers back. The minute you do that, something happens to the camera.
Yeah, maybe a sensor on it or something.
It's like you're a magician.
Oh. And from that night, for the rest of the shows, they had to switch us. So they put Peter first, and they put me after.
Oh, so he was a warm-up for you. He was the opener then.
Nice. Yeah. So after that first night, it was like 2 shows, and it's like, Peter's like, yeah, I can't go after him. It's like, okay, we're going to put you first, And maybe my teacher's like, Barry, I don't get it. I don't get why the crowd's eating what you're saying.
Like, bitch, you don't know what talent when you see one.
But you know what it is? It's because I connected, because I'm talking about being 16 and getting your license for the first time. Right? Mm-hmm. Every kid in high school is either going to want their license, got their license already, or in the process of getting it.
Process, yeah.
Right? So I connected on that level. And then when I was cracking jokes about how the parents see it, every parent goes through that of, oh my God, my child is driving a car for the first time. Oh my God. Right? So I think that's where it came across. But beyond that, my only thing is in Studio 54, as you said before, Dave, I went to Studio 54 a couple of times, right? And one time I went there, they canceled the night because there was no one showed up.
Club 54.
Sorry, Club 54. Studio 54 is something different. I was
something totally different.
Yeah,
I was like,
Studio 54 is a totally different story and a subject. We'll deal with that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where Thomas finds the
CWD.
Chicks with dicks.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm so glad you brought that up. CWD.
But hey, I went to Club 54, and one time I went there, bombed. I was like the middle actor, or opening act. Yeah, I was the opening. Well, you know how it is. It's only like one kind of a middle act, and then it's a headliner, right? Along with Ben. Bombed. Like I said, that's it. There's no way. And I used to watch it back when I was in Montreal. They used to have their comedy, Comedy 54. And I used to watch it when I used to be on my lunch break at work. So I was so happy to be there because I watched it for so many years, and I get on there, and when I say bombed, I mean people were doing their own thing. They were texting, they were talking, and I came out of there dejected. And Ben was like, "No, you were really good." And I'm like, "I don't get it. No, I wasn't good. Sorry, man." Like, when you bomb so bad, you apologize to the guy that put you on.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what it was. He goes, "Don't worry about it." He goes, "Barry, I'll have you back on again." I'm like, "Okay, all right. You're gonna let me come back on again? All right." And I was kind of doing shows, and when I went back, I made sure I tightened everything up, and I got out there and I went 100 miles an hour. Like I hit it because I was afraid I was gonna have another repeat, and it was a good feeling. I had people laughing. And when I came off, I went to the bar, all the way to back of the club to get a drink. And the doormen were standing there with the waitress, and they're like, "Yo, that was just you on stage, right?" "Yeah." "Okay, here you go. No problem. Have a drink." Okay. And they're like, "Look, we see a lot of comics coming in here." And I'm like, "Right?" They go, "This is the first time that we actually stopped working and laughed." Most of the time they're working. That whole bar stopped. The doorman came in because I was like, who's got them laughing so hard? And they stayed and watched my set for like 10 to 12 minutes. I was on stage and said they've never seen that before. Even the headliner, who was supposed to be the main guy, was on. He goes, shit, why am I even going on? You know what? You should just go back up out there and just do the set. I'm like, no, this is what you're paid for. He goes, no, man, you can have the money tonight. So that was it for me.
I'll give you my jokes. You do.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I redeemed myself, but yeah. So Thomas, yourself, man, what comedy influences? What was your exposure to comedy? What brought you in?
Oh, we all know Thomas's. It was Bill Cosby.
Mr. Brown Hornet
CWT.
So
give me some pudding.
I don't know how you'll get away. Yeah, no, my comedy influences. The Smothers Brothers. Yes, unfortunately, Bill Cosby, because back in the day he was funny. Robin Williams. The two guys that really, really influenced me, my older brothers. My brother Donald, who was the only black man I knew with an Italian accent and a Jewish attitude. He would say, his thing with me was, Tommy, let me ask you a question. I'm just gonna say, between me and you can tell me the truth. You're a fudge packer, right? You're gay. It's okay to be a gay 6-year-old kid. You know, it's the 80s. Everybody's everybody. Don't worry about it. Literally, that's what my brother talked. If you heard my brother on the phone, you would think you're talking to like one of those gangsters. Barry, the first time my brother met Barry, okay, I'm the smallest guy in my family, and I'm 200 pounds. My brother was 6'1", okay, built like Shaka Zulu, and this was his gaze when he looked at you when he loved you.
Shaka Zulu.
Right, your name is Barry Carter, yeah, is your name? Is your name? Your mom named you? Your mom is proud of you, huh? Is your mom proud of you? Don't cry. I know you're in Tommy.
You know how many people right now are turning us off to Google who the fuck Shaka Zulu?
Shaka Zulu.
None of us fucking flinched. We all kind of went, yeah, okay, we got it. But anybody that's going to be watching this on fucking YouTube is going to be sitting there going, fucking Shaka Zulu.
He was before Black Panther Wakanda.
No, Black Panther. No. Let me tell you something about my brother Donald. My brother Donald was so dark. If you stood in front of a rock, you'd think it was a cave. Okay. My brother Donald was so mean.
Where are these jokes on stage, bro? Why don't you do these jokes on stage?
My brother Donald was so mean. Okay. People were afraid. Like when he played cards, people were afraid to say 21. They were afraid to say blackjack. You take whatever you want. It's cool.
His brother was intense.
I saw my brother Donald got arrested, so walk up to a bunch of Hells Angels who were too close to his Corvette. Because back in, remember that the Corvette came out, they changed the style. It was a shorter Corvette, right? More powered. My brother had a baby blue Corvette. They were too close to his baby blue Corvette. My brother walked up and said, I'm going to ask one of you, whose bike is this? The angel turned around, looked at him and said, don't answer that. Don't answer that. Just walk away from the bike. The bicyclette's not mine, man, brother. Okay. Nice car. My other brother, Nicky, rest his soul. Nicky's the one who told me, he's the one who really gave me inspiration. He said, Tommy, no, I gotta do it like my brother. My brother Nicky was an alcoholic, but he was the funniest when he was drunk. And he was the wisest when he was drunk. He said, Tommy?
That's not alcoholic, bro.
No. I know, but hold up. Tommy, in this life, you better go for everything that's worth.
Except comedy.
What was I saying? Because I'm so fucked up and drunk. But Tommy, in the little bit I love you better go for everything in your life. Because you know what? I want to see you rise. I want to see you shine. Because I want to see you up there.
Maybe they were talking about your height.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn, son.
You don't understand. We taking his shots on TP because he's not in front of me. If he was in front of me, I'd be quiet because I see how TP is jacked. I'll be like, hey man, I'll take the zero. I'll take the high road.
And my dad also, because my dad was a big joker, loved to have fun, loved to just joke around. My dad was the kind of man who would. My dad is the one who invented farting under the blankets. Because it was not a night. It was not a Friday night when I hear, Pat, I love you. And my dad, yeah, man, I love you too. All you hear is, Pat, let me go. Don't hold my hand, Don't hold my hand.
Don't hold my hand.
I'm gonna fart under the blanket, and you're wrong. You're wrong. No, but my other influences, of course, Eddie Murphy, that whole Saturday Night Crew, Jim Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just to be there. And as a kid, I would watch these guys, and I would watch. Questions for later, Dave. So,
do you mean John Belushi? Because I mean, like I have never met any comedian that has ever sat there and went, Jim Belushi.
No, I think John Belushi, yes, because I still remember cheeseburger.
Yeah, but you said Jim earlier.
Okay. No, but Jim Belushi. I'll tell you why. Because Jim Belushi, it's something he said clicked to me because he was John Belushi's little brother, and I'm a little brother. I'm the younger brother to everybody else. He said, at first when I tried being my brother and doing what my brother did, nobody laughed. Then my brother took me under his wing and said, be you. You are genuinely funny. Be you. And it inspired him to develop his own jokes, write his own jokes, and be the kind of comedian he could be. My brothers always told me, and my father always told me, do not follow anybody. In this world, you be yourself. People are going to like you for you. And that inspired me to write the jokes that I write, just to constantly go back and try to perfect a joke and work on it. Right?
Still perfecting, yeah.
And one day you will get it.
Yeah, other comedians that have really inspired me, really inspired me. I watched the thing with Kevin Hart, that inspired me, but I watched Eddie Murphy, and there's, oh my gosh, there's one other comedian,
Fire?
He did Undercover Brother.
Oh, Eddie Griffin.
Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
Yo, the first time I saw Eddie Griffin, they broadcasted the first time he was on stage just before the Dice Man. The MC comes out and goes, yeah, we got this young brother. He's going to make you laugh. Give it up. Start it. Chant it off for this young mother. And he said, motherfucker. And everybody's like, go, motherfucker. Go, motherfucker. Anyway, he comes out going, yo, motherfucker, yo, motherfucker. Come on, man. How can you be 17 years old, watch this happen, and not want to be a comedian?
Yeah.
From that moment on, I knew what I wanted to do. And it was get up and punch off in the face. I'm just messing.
Oh, man. But see, that's one comedian I always miss is like Bernie Mac. Every time I hit the stage, I think of Bernie Mac. That's anytime I hit the stage, I think of Bernie Mac.
Williams.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cat's bad.
He's crazy on stage.
Guys, before we go on, you know who else inspires me? Who makes me laugh? And that's the reason I'm here right now. These three guys make me laugh. Zolf, you crack on me all the time. No, shut up. You crack on me all the time, and you make me laugh, man. Barry, you've made me laugh since we were kids. Dave,
we're crazy, man.
I know, TP, you come late, but Dave, we already got a template for 4 people, so you're on the show, man. We're not gonna keep.
Yes, you know what? Before we go on any further, if you think that we look great because of what's around our images here, thank you very much to Jaybird Digital Arts.
Oh yeah,
seriously, man.
Phenomenal.
We look good because you fucking helped us out and you got us this, man. Thank you very much. Seriously, look him up. He's done a ton of our posters.
Flyers.
He's done a ton of stuff for wrestling promotions. And he's great. So seriously, look up Jaybird Digital Arts.
Yes, awesome. So
phenomenal.
I'm gonna make this quick because I know we're a little long. So we're gonna make this quick round robin just to tie it up, right?
Okay.
Couple questions. So here we go. So first of all, Dave, between favorite motorcycle, regardless of no money's object, right? Favorite motorcycle, what would you like to have?
Honda Goldwing.
Which one?
Honda Goldwing.
Okay, Honda Goldwing. Honda Goldwing. Got it. All right, Zolf, yourself.
Ducati Diavel.
Okay. Excuse me. Tommy T.
Money's no object?
Money's no object. Just what would be your motorcycle if you can get it, no matter what?
Okay, honestly, I want the Tumbler. I want that. I want Batman's motorcycle. I want it. I don't care.
Oh, I thought it was a coffee tumbler. I was like, no, we're talking motorcycle.
Right?
You know I love you, TP.
What?
Come on, brother. You're my brother, man. You know I love you deep down, man.
I hear you, man. I hear you. See, for myself, it would be, if I had to go, I would go like a custom bike. I want a custom chopper.
Chopper?
You know? Yeah, I want a chopper. I want an old school chopper like that was in that movie with a
Marlboro Man?
Oh, yeah,
no. With, oh, my God. With Fonda, Bridget,
Easy Rider.
Easy Rider. I want a chopper like Easy Rider, but I want it modernized. Yeah, but I want it modernized. I want a kind of a modern look, but I want the high back on it because I see people got the choppers, but they got the low seat. I want the full banana seat with the thing up here. Yeah, man. So that's it. So okay, round cars. Dave, if you had to get a car, any car you wanted to get, what would you get? Car, SUV, whatever.
See, we're stumbling because we're not car guys.
No, you guys are car guys.
We're not car guys.
I literally, honestly, I go with the new Ford F-150s.
Yo, I was just gonna say that.
Is that way it takes
the Raptor? The Raptor.
And the reason being,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know if Zolf knows this or not, but the reason being is because the interior, the stick shift that is usually sticking up, folds down.
Yes.
So now there's nothing there.
Oh.
So it's perfect for roadhead.
All right then. All right. Touche. Live and learn.
Just letting you know that. If Ford wants to give me anything for this publicity, we will gladly take it. Trust me. But seriously, for roadhead, Ford F-150s. Enjoy.
Ram tough. Different car. Zolf, yourself, same question.
I'll be a truck, man. Any kind of truck is good for me. I'm not a car guy. I mean,
yeah, it's more motorcycles, right?
Yeah. But if I was like, now that I'm thinking about it, man, it would be the old classic Mustang. I've always been a big Mustang fan growing up.
See?
Like one of the Shelbys?
Yeah. The old one, like cherry red, white top, white interior, stick shift. You know, like the old classic you see in the movies. Like, yeah, that would be it. That would be my thing.
All right, yeah. Gotcha. Thomas, favorite car?
Rolls Royce.
Ooh, nice.
Rolls Royce, jet black.
TP, have you seen the Rolls Royce SUV that they've come out with?
Okay, I'm just gonna lean back for that one.
No, bro, I'm telling you for real. Like, hang on, I'll share. We can share, right? We can share.
Hold up.
They're like Chevys in Dubai.
If GoPro's in Dubai, should be broke.
Be a Rolls. I'm gonna pick two because I've got to stay loyal, man. It has to be like a Rolls Royce or it's gonna be a BMW.
Yeah. Okay. I know that's your car. Right.
You know what? I'm disappointed right now.
Why is that?
Oh, here we go. Zolf, that's all I'm saying. Zolf,
you guys
know
see
what
it?
I'm talking about. You know what I am talking about.
That or this. Check this out. The Rolls.
Yo.
Okay.
White interior with the wood paneling. All I'm saying is
wood paneling.
Yeah, man.
See, now they put on the inside of the car instead of the outside, like in the 70s. Station wagon.
You remember back in the days, and the door in the back, and the trunk, where all the kids would run around and get collected?
Yo.
Okay, first of all, hold on. Let's go back to me being disappointed. I'm running. Shut the fuck up. I'm disappointed that you picked the Tumbler as the bike, but you didn't pick the Tumbler as the car.
This is in respect to my dad. My dad had the car. My dad drove up. The morning he went out to buy this car, he told my mother, "Mad, I only take $4,200 off the bank account to come in right back. Donald, let's go." My older brother drove my dad, came down, picked up my dad, drove him down to pick up the car. My dad came back, and all you heard out the front was, beep, beep. All the kids, our faces plastered up against the door. Daddy got a station wagon. We ran into that car, boy. Watch me, Dad. Tommy. Tell Daddy what is right. He does. Good. Boy, look close, look close. Daddy has a clock in the dashboard. Tommy. Push the button right beside you. Right. Push the button on the door, boy. Push the button. The door locked. He goes, you want to see something? Started the engine. He goes, you know, the other car to have? Air conditioning. We sat there and that. Okay, compared to today's air conditioning, that car was weak as ass. But we said, you can smell it. It's fresh air.
Yeah.
And then he did this. He went out. He put his arm around my mom. My mom, take your hand off me. Why am I going to sit, Pat? My dad said, Tommy, get out the front. Man, put your whole bottom right in the middle of the seat. All your bottom. Oh, this is nice. You go, wait. Tommy, open the door. Reach beside the seat, and you see that long button? Push it. The seat started moving back. Who doing this? Pat, you doing this? Automatic seat, man.
Jesus.
$200 far.
Gosh. All right, we got to wrap this up, though, but memory lane with the car, man. See, so for myself, I'm going to go classic. It's straight out Trans Am. I'm talking Smokey and the Bandit, Trans Am T-top, but I want mine painted like in a special metallic blue paint. I want a nice interior, man. You know, that's my car there for me, right? And on the last round of questions, number one song. What's your number one song you like to listen to? Dave. I know we have a long list. Pick one.
Yeah, no, that's not the easiest thing in the world to pick.
It sometimes just depends on your mood, right? So
yeah,
frame of mind.
Yeah, like it does. And I mean, like if we're gonna go with the three, I'd be "Sabotage" by the Beastie Boys,
right?
"It's a Long Way to the Top" by AC/DC, and Rose Tattoo by I want to say Dropkick Murphys. Yeah, those would probably be the top three.
Okay, all right. Same question, Zolf. Hit me with it.
I don't know, man. That's like Dave said. That's hard, man, to decide like which song. Like
Zolf,
Happy
or even
by Pharrell. But Happy by Pharrell, like that really gets me going. Like,
okay.
Pumps my energy. But yeah, when I'm like in the car, I'm not listening to nothing but Dre, Snoop, anything from those guys, or Ice Cube. Ice Cube was a huge influence when I was growing up. But my teenage years, I was a rocker. So GNR, anything from GNR, Bon Jovi, yeah.
Yes.
Dave's like, so commercial.
You know what? No. Fuck Bon Jovi, okay? Fuck him and his stupid ass. Okay? He fucking ruined one of the best songs ever written for Christmas. Okay? Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues. It's always been done by the Pogues. It's the best song done by the Pogues. Okay? And he went out and he fucking ruined it this year. And he deserves to be beat to death with his fucking guitar.
Ding dong.
Fuck Bon Jovi. I will fucking call her myself and say, fuck Bon Jovi.
It's hilarious.
Well, he'll know when he listens to this podcast.
Thomas, yourself. Give me a song, man. Song, group, whatever. What moves you?
Because when I got into the Army, I got heavy into country music. Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, man. I was just thinking in my head, picturing you. These boots are made for walking.
Listen, when you're sitting in a tank with a lot of white guys from out west in Alberta, okay? And
Okie from Muskogee is blaring.
He's assimilating.
No. Garth Brooks.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Seriously, before you guys cut me off, I gotta just say these three songs. Garth Brooks, the song called River, because it's a song I sang to all my children when they were born. It's about continuing on in life and achieving your dreams. The second one is there's no song called Cupid.
I'm like, now we know why you like CWD, bro.
What do you mean the Dixie Chick?
I was like, I thought that was SWV, wasn't it?
This is with Dixon. Anyways. No, second song is for my wife. It is a song by Ed Sheeran called Perfect. The last song is by a guy nobody will know. It's a very old song by a guy named Dan Fogelberg. It's called Leader of the Band. And it's a song I always think of when I think about my dad.
What you, Barry?
For myself, everyone knows, or anyone close to my circle knows, there's one song that stands on the test of time. It's called Saturday Love by Cherrelle and Alexander O'Neal.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday Love. That is it. I like a lot of music. I like a lot of groups.
What did they teach you guys in Montreal? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here.
Man, it's the water.
Well, they only had one radio station that played music, so
they only had one radio station.
No, man, no. You have 1.5 radio station because on a cause de point 5, de 0.5. Okay, tabarnak. Okay. They teach us about don't eat the yellow snow. Okay? They teach us le Père Noël, là. Dave! Père Noël, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
I like how it's turning to.
No, but I mean, that song to me is like the absolute pin. I mean, you play that anytime. I listen to it in my car. I listen to it anywhere. The other day I was driving with my wife and the song came on and we were at Tim Hortons and we were ordering some stuff and she turned on the volume and I gave her the look and I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, what? I'm like, no, we never disrespect the song. But the girl at the counter couldn't hear you. I go, I don't care about her. So yeah, that's it. So that's all for my questions, guys. Thanks for being great sports. Dave, take us away.
Oh, you didn't want to close this one off? You could have.
All right, here we go. So, in the famous words of our homeboy Dave,
ooh,
here it comes. I'm going to try not to butcher this, right? There's a lot of good people in the world. And if you can't be one, no, what? Take two.
You can't find one.
Yeah, I know I was going to butcher
one.
You see? See, this is why. See, here we go. I got this. There's a lot of good people in the world. And if you can't find one, be one.
Ooh, it's so
Barry 3D. Dave Solorowski, my boy Zulf Ali, Thomas Patrice.
Solorowski?
I know, I screwed up the name.
Fucking Solorowski.
I messed up the name. So, sorry. See, this is why Dave does it. Because I got big lists.
You know what? For Thomas Patrice, Zulf Ali, and fucking the invalid on the end there, Barry Carter. Thanks for watching, and remember, there are a lot of good people in this world, and if you can't find one, be one.
Oh, yeah!